Welcome to Maskoff. Here we are unveiling truths and unmasking stories. On this episode of Maskoff, we discuss, do you want to know her body count?
Somebody, let's be a friend, so they've slept together before.
No.
Right.
No. It depends.
I'm not with it. And a second,
Friendships are dumb.
Should you really? And wait, question: should you really? Should a woman really tell her boyfriend who they've slept with?
No.
She shouldn't
Ever. Like for example.
Do you want to know my body count?
I want to know. This is why relationships don't work, because people are not being honest. I want to know. Relationships are not working because people are not being honest.
Who I slept with prior to you.
No, I don't. But you don't need to be friends with who you fuck with. You trying to.
Yes, but what if? You were
I'm trying to get all the angle.
You get to an age where what's matters to you then. It's gone. Now what matters to you is
everything. I want to crazy because women really want to know everything.
Wait.
You want to know?
Guys, we're gonna stop.
You want to know?
Wait. Cabby, you start and then we go around. Cabby, you start and then we go around.
What do you do? What do you do with that information?
Answer the question, really.
The question is, I want to know your body count. I don't need to know your body count.
You're in Jersey, right? All excellent in Jersey. Nigerian community,
I want to know your body count.
the same Newark, New Jersey, I've been staying.
Before I even start to interact with you, I can already gauge the kind of character that you have.
That don't mean nothing, bro.
Yeah, no.
You can't.
No, trust me, it does.
It's on him. Okay, I'll talk.
I'm not associating character to.
Wait, are we counting the body? Are we giving the body count?
Okay, keep talking.
Yeah, I can gauge. You can gauge. I can gauge. I can't speak for everyone.
I can gauge. What do you used to gauge?
Wait, you can gauge the body count. You can gauge.
I can gauge the
Experience.
There's a way. There's a level of a wave. There's energy, but I can't. Some things can be.
You can't gauge how many people.
No, I can gauge from like character disposition. Not necessarily. You can't.
Well, next person.
This is controversial.
Do you want to know the body count of your partner?
No, I don't want to know your body count. I'm your only body count.
It's different for women.
Why am I speaking mine?
Let's be real.
I'd love to hear this.
I mean, to be real, I know myself. I don't want to know because at the end of the day, I can't not get that out of my mind. Like, what if someone's extremely corny? Like, it was this guy? Then I'm looking at you like, there's no way that you come from that to this. So I was like, nah, you for the streets. I can't. You know, I don't know.
I guess that's his
Not
For the streets. Hey, this is gonna be a controversial topic.
What if it's a guy of your
Please
season?
do not provide for this.
I'm taking all. And what's worse is like, it's like somebody I know is like one of my boys.
No.
That's good. This is too much.
But
let me challenge.
I know you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
Remember when you been there? How would you feel?
Exactly. Exactly.
But wait, let me clarify this question. What if he's not your boy, but he's someone that you know? Like you are Facebook friends, but you guys don't hang out. I mean, at the end of the day, if we slept with over 100 women, it should mean nothing that I slept with someone that you know. Close to this person, you just Facebook friends or someone you might know in passing. No, doesn't matter. What if you hang out?
To be real, let me think about it. Like, if I'm in a space where I'm going into something with good intention, then that doesn't matter.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to be like, I'm taking you as you are in this moment, in this situation. Like, it's just you and I, and I'm going to forego that.
Until you find out.
Don't say that.
Now, if the guy comes up to me like, "Oh boy, you done do it too?" Because guys and it's like now you gotta like, do I check this guy?
Yeah.
Or do I defend my girl?
Exactly.
So
which would you
now,
do?
It depends
Put a hit.
on the situation.
Check it out. Check it
You
out.
always
Because you also don't want to be that dumb guy that's dating.
Check that.
I don't want
For
to.
the streets.
You don't want to date the streets. You don't want to date like
You gonna know. You
Why
gonna
did
know
she
if you go to the
change?
street.
You
gonna know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to say.
People move in your ways though. Can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not about the sun.
So for females, it's not just you want to know.
You gonna
You also
know.
tell.
Answer the question.
Why would you ask the guy same thing? Because why?
Oh, that's true. So yes.
That's my one.
Oh, yeah,
Then
guys
guys first. He's gonna ask after. He's asking them first. It's on you, Ray. I
Personally,
got you,
it
Peggy. I
doesn't
got
matter.
you.
I want to know at the end of the day, but your past is the past. If I'm feeling you for who you are right then, right then and there, who you did, what you did, that's your business.
Now, does that-
But
does
now
that-
that we're together, it starts from here on out.
Does that also entail sexual preference? What if you was dating men? I want to fuck up. I want to
know. If you have a date, I want to know. Yes, please tell me.
I ain't gonna tell you. Don't look at me.
If you have a date with man, please tell me. Yes, I want to know.
But if you just say
Yeah,
that,
that's
Who is this on? Who is it on?
Okay, I'm next. So, let me come back because that question was too.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm gonna say. I think I'm on the same side with you when it comes to honesty. I'm so honest. I hate anything that comes back after you discover things by yourself. So what do? I tend to let you know, but this is not the thing. I feel as if you don't intentionally sit down and tell them, this is my body count. Topics just come up on different occasions whereby you find yourself naming, oh, there was this guy I used to date then, and this one he wanted Anna, but I did not give it to him. No, I'm just giving examples. Please,
I get what you're saying.
this is mask off. And then, so that's day one. So it could be 2 years in the relationship, and then there was this guy that way. So when we're discussing things like that, I'm someone who is honest who comes out. But I'm not someone who will sit you down one day telling you straight. So it has to be interactions that came up with topics similar, and then I mentioned. Then you said something. So my question is that for people who said they don't want to know, like that's for those who give body counts. You don't want to know. And you're lucky to find a girl who actually doesn't want to tell you. Okay. Now, when you find out outside, what do you do? What's your reaction? Do I lose you?
No, you don't.
Do you understand that? Do you understand that? I did not tell you because I feel you don't want to know. Will you understand that's the reason?
I would understand that.
But what does he find out?
Yeah,
where am I finding out?
Eventually finds out
But
one or
I'm
two of them.
saying, how can you find out? Because a lot of men lie on pussy.
Yeah.
A lot of men
Women
lie.
do too.
Women lie. Never ever say I didn't sleep on women. If you ask my wife,
Women do too.
he said women said
Women
too.
lie.
No, women, that's why I
So,
A question
But niggas definitely lie more than women.
Yes.
No comparison.
women really don't claim.
So I guess the
one
put things in
can claim
perspective.
myself is so.
What if the thing
But
that
a
you
man
found out?
will.
What if the thing that you found out was she had a train ran
No,
over?
nigga.
No, answer my question. But you're already in love. Answer my question. Answer my
She had a
question.
train ran over her.
You're already in love. Would you understand that she did not tell you because she did not want to know?
She had sex
And it was
with.
the past. No, not this question. My question. You answered my question.
Okay.
You answered my question.
question.
Yeah, let him answer my question.
All right, guys, I'm done.
You don't know what everything is? No, I answer my question.
Okay, back, let's get
What
back to
if
the
you
question.
heard? If you
If
like,
he-
I did not tell you.
Hold on, guys.
Okay.
Everybody needs to answer the first question, then you guys can have decide.
So,
Okay,
I think
you are someone who appreciates the fact that she doesn't tell you and you don't want to know. We get that, and maybe I get to
That
know.
will be our next question.
No, wait. It's because it was an answer to what the initial question. Now I got to know you, someone who actually don't appreciate knowing, and I played to your rules. But somehow you got to know two people, and you, of course, you won't come to me. If I'm dating a mature guy, I expect you reason, you find your facts clear before you can now know. That's if a man lies. You want to do everything to be clear.
Emotionally fucked.
So no, wait. No, when I say fact clear, I mean if a man lets you know he slept with me, I'm not dating a moron. You have to find out, knowing that men lie. You want to find out it's true. Now, after you get your facts that it's true, do I lose you? Or you understand that because I respected your rules of not mentioning my body count, and you're keeping me? That's what I want to know.
Now, context is everything. Is this one guy or is this like a team?
One guy.
That's one guy over there.
No, if it's someone you know. What if it's someone you know? The fact that body count, you just don't want to know whatever it is.
Because it's like, you know what, I'm not going to say I want to be close by, I don't want to know everything. It opens up a conversation. We're having this conversation on like past experiences. Yes, in that context, I will know. But am I going to actively ask like, hey, how many X, Y, and Z you've been with in the past? No, I'm not going to be proactive and do that.
had a train run on you?
Exactly.
So if you know,
So if I find out what everything is saying, no, because at the end of the day, I'm still in a space where I'm still with you. I've chosen you.
Yeah.
So I have to like be that guy because in a relationship, you never know what's gonna come at it.
Yeah, I think
And that's going to be like setting the tone for the future.
So Peggy, you want
I think for me,
Delicious.
Please, your cell phones, please come on.
I think for
Just text
me,
another guy from the
no, I'm actually texting the question. For me, no, I don't want to know your body count, but if you slept with a man or if you're a lesbian, I want to know.
okay,
Yeah.
Wait. You like women?
It's controversy. It's controversy. As a guy,
She swings
if you're with
both ways.
me,
She likes men and women.
of course, I didn't even talk. As a guy, I don't know your body count.
Wow,
But
this
if
one is-
you slept with a man, if you slept with a man, I want to know.
This is what it's
If you're bisexual, actually, if I'm in a relationship with you and for your sexual orientation you're bisexual by nature, that is something I would want to know. Because I don't want to find out later.
yeah, definitely.
Of course. Yes, so but body counts, no, but if you're into, if you ever slept with the opposite sex, of course, please let me know.
even a woman like if I've done before, I should tell my man. If I've been with a woman before,
If he asks,
He should
be
be asking
only
this
if he
question.
asks.
if he asks me, oh, I
Yeah,
don't
wait,
know,
wait, wait.
of course,
We're on the
I'll tell
same
him.
page.
So if he doesn't ask,
I
I don't have to tell him. Yeah.
There you go.
Alright,
But
cool.
most guys don't.
All jokes aside, I want to know.
Oh.
Look.
Do you want to know a number?
I want the number. Sometimes I
Their
want the
names?
name too. Everybody's different.
I like it.
Let's take a step back,
I like
right? If she's gonna share that information, you can't use it against her either. It works both ways.
Yes.
So I have to be strong enough to accept it. If I want to know, I have to be strong enough to get the number, take the information, and I'm not strong.
Because you want to know.
No, the thing is that you think it's found until when you're there.
Because you want to know. What's the point of knowing?
That's what I asked.
Is it a judgmental
What
thing?
benefit?
Like, what benefit does
So-
it get?
Okay, for me, I'm a man, right? If my woman was, she tells me certain, I was with this guy, I was with this guy, okay, cool. Now, if it comes from an outsider, I'm gonna easily defend my woman easy because I'm like, that's none of your business.
okay.
Got that info.
We took that. Why you worry about that? That's the past. I won't be
So
surprised.
does it count deal breaker for you?
That's
Yes.
a different topic.
I love
That's
that.
He's gonna say yes.
Oh,
because
no.
he wanna know.
No.
Okay.
No,
Answer the question.
that's no.
Yes.
But my thing that I was saying is, if I know the count, who we talked about, it's a relationship, right? I want to know your darkest secret. You're my girl. You're my wife. I want to know everything. Your lowest point. 'Cause I'm gonna share that with you too. And that's when we make it or we don't make it.
So
We
you guys are growing together.
We,
Then the conversation comes up. and then she gives you a figure.
Hey.
And that figure shakes your
But
butt.
I asked for strong, right?
You shake your butt.
It shook my butt. It shook my butt.
It depends on the
I
number.
know where you want to go. I'm
It
not going
depends
to
on
use
the
that
number
against
that
her.
will shake you.
If I said this, I'm a hypocrite. You know?
I understand.
Yeah, he's strong. If he can't take it, don't ask.
Don't ask.
If you can take it, then you accept it. We talk about it, we move
Because
forward.
some people will ask you.
Please, it
Yeah,
depends on
I'm
the
good.
number. You can be strong. You can be strong. It depends on the number.
Come on.
Depends on how
Thank you. It depends on the person. You could actually be strong enough to take it.
Hold on.
But some number we actually give you does something and angry with yourself.
I'm sorry, before we continue, real quick, just a quick question. When you said, you know, you want her to tell you your deepest, darkest secrets, at what point in a relationship do you tell your deepest, darkest secrets? In the beginning, do you tell it when you're married, once you get that committed ring, and look, you can't divorce me after this?
Before marriage.
Or do you do it before? And it's like,
Because we have a future, that's why we talk about these personal things. If it's somebody who I don't see a future, we're not even going to be talking. I don't
so you
waste
wouldn't even
time.
ask that question?
I wouldn't even ask that question. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
You know, but if I care about you, I want to defend you no matter how bad it is. I'm going to stand in and defend you.
That's good.
You know? So,
All right.
Take you everywhere.
oh, she thinking about it.
I'm gonna tell y'all a story.
Yeah.
And then you can just gauge my answer from this story.
Yo, you giving us work?
Stop, it's gonna be funny. So I was dating this guy. I'm not the one I mentioned previously, the crazy nutso one, yeah. So when we first started dating, he was like, "Oh, I just want to be honest with you, but I've slept with over 160 women." And I'm gonna tell you guys, if you were to see him today, you'd be like, "Fuck no, no, you didn't. Stop it. You're lying on your dick."
We never know.
You never know.
When
we say that there's a lot of pretty girls that get a lot of pussy, there's a lot of them because they are there at the perfect time when the correct niggas don't act right. They're right there, so you just give it to them. But you're right. You never know. Before you continue, sir, because like she said, people may be attracted to you for different things, not just your physical appearance.
Yeah.
True.
But you gonna know, motherfucker.
Nah, you don't know.
There's some corny niggas out here
That
that
get
people
them
love.
girl.
So like, with that being said, with that being said, and then we just through like getting to know each other, we found out we had a mutual friend in common or someone that I dated. He went to school with or whatever. They're not close, right? But then we found out that I had dated that person, I slept with that person, whatever the case is. And this man threw a hissy fit. Like I'm like, my man, you just told me you slept with 160 bitches, and you telling me because I slept with somebody that you might know that, like, no. So at this point, I don't want to know your body count. Yeah. I don't care how many people you slept with. Like, at this point, it's just me. If you want to tell me something about the fact that, like you were with my friend or you were with someone that I know, then that's something I will be welcoming because I would want to know that information. But I don't need to know how many people, where you did it, who you were with, how many people were involved. I don't need to know that.
Do you know why he was angry? Why he had an issue with the fact that just one person, because he knew the person. It's different.
But we're gonna get to that. But he knows the idea is that even if you know the person,
it's different. But nigga, you got 160 bucks.
I don't know them. I don't see them. I don't know who they are. But someone I know, like when I see the person, I think it's gonna be.
I agree because okay. So this guy that he knows, he hasn't seen him since college. The African community is this big. In Jersey, this big. I'm pretty sure I know somebody you slept with, it's this big. So for me to say I'm not gonna date you, because I heard you slept with this person, and that's a personal problem. Exactly. And that's another question.
Please, how old is he?
He's at the time he's 30. He was 35.
What?
Oh,
he's like 60.
At the time he's 35 years old.
Every G.
So I really want to say something on your end, but I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to say something on your end before I answer the question. So what you're talking about, basically it's subjective, right? And this one thing, if you punch me in the face and I shoot you in the kneecaps, I'm sorry I had to take you that far. right? But if you punch me in my face and I shoot you in your kneecaps, can you tell me that I'm wrong because my degree of my reaction was worse than what you did to me?
Yes.
It's subjective. Okay, but not saying that you've done something first or he did it second, whatever. I was just saying, trying to paint a picture of feelings being subjective. So even though you looked at it like I slept with this one person so small, that may be his one rule. Like I can't fuck with a girl who slept with somebody that I know. You know what I mean? It's like, but this is why now to ask the question.
Wait, let me give you some context here. So he knows this person, but then you haven't seen this person since y'all were in college, and you didn't even go to the same college. He was in college with your boy, so y'all just used to go to parties and you would see him. That's another context. And then you have over 2,000 friends on Facebook. You've never even shared a freaking post with this person that you supposedly know.
Who knows? Maybe on that one night at that one party, you took a woman from me.
Honestly, I know.
Yes, I know the answer is no. I'm sorry. The answer is because of insecurity. Because he saw that man and he said, "Man, this is the kind of man my girl likes." And he looked at himself and he was like, "Oh, I can't measure up to that man." That's why he got pissed.
That's the
why.
That's the subjective part. The why doesn't matter.
Now you know.
It's a simple fact.
Now you know. Regardless of 150 bodies.
Now you know why he did
that.
But then that's another insecurity. That has nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with him.
Okay. No. Yeah. No. I'm not.
She was fixing, but I want to get angry.
I wanted to answer your question.
Okay, so you gotta ask the question again. Because now I don't even know where that.
What do you want to know?
Okay, that's what we were saying. Okay. And so, me personally, I would want to know, and I would want to know, right? So, like me wanting to know is not because I want to know because I care so much about what the number is and all these different things. Like, or I want to know, like, they do name. I'm sorry, I don't want to know the name. It's not that serious to me. But when I say it's important for people to know as much as they can about somebody before getting that far with them. I was watching a sermon one time, and this preacher was talking about you need to know if they like men, if they don't, if their credit's good, if they got $0 or $1 in their bank account, all these different things. If you see someone that you think you want to go forward with, these conversations has to happen from the rip. You're not just coming up and saying, "Yo, listen, I just want to keep it all." A lot of people, because we live in a world that's not real.
On this episode of Mask Off, we discuss, should you have someone of the opposite sex as a best friend when in a relationship?
Like I said in the beginning,
he said what he said.
Where we're at in the relationship, right? If she's my wife, in that situation, they were married, my wife will have to come first. If my wife has a problem with us being friends, hey, my wife has a problem. Let's keep it at business. We meet at work, we talk after talk. When I go home, we can't call each other because that's going to mess up my relationship. I value that.
But don't you know that 99% of females who have a problem with it? It's not something you can do.
But what kind of friendship we have? If it's business work, you can't tell me I can't talk to somebody because we're talking business. It's just a business conversation. Yes, she's my friend, but when it comes to a business perspective, we're talking business. But once I'm home, it's about the family. You have to separate those two. But once you start mixing that together, then you have a problem. It's very dangerous. Like, as a man, if my woman comes to me talking about, this is Dion, he's my best friend. I'm like, no, he's not. I'm your best friend, right? Because what's he serving? Are y'all just friends at work? And that's cool. But when you come home, he shouldn't be calling you after 6 p.m.
But that's what I call a best friend. When I say the best friend in the topic, I meant the best friend, not one.
But that's why you have to separate. At work, that's your best friend. You guys can do what you do. When you're at home, you're my best friend.
To answer the question, no.
But you have to have that
separation. I said no right now. Because you're talking about what best friend. Regular best friend.
If we're dating, and I can't tell you to knock somebody out because we're just dating, But once you're my wife, it's a sacrifice, right? I'm having to let my best friend females go because I'm getting
serious.
But how do we get to the marriage? I'm sorry.
As a female, when you have a best friend as a male, I feel like it's not even a level of insecurity. I feel like you want to just show respect
It's a respect
to the man that you're with. Like, you know, I'm not going to be calling my best friend when I got problems at work. I'm going to call you and I'm going to talk to you, even though this person, I've been close to them for a long time, but now we are together. So I respect you enough to even just pick up the phone and say, can you believe what this bitch did at work? That's not my best friend. Maybe I'll call him later and tell him, maybe. But first,
I have a question for what you said.
Okay.
So you made mention of just, I want to try to play you. I'll ask you a question. Would you rather do business with a friend or with someone you don't know? With a female friend that you know or someone you don't know? A female who you don't know.
It's a business.
Wait. You said if your wife has an issue with your friend, but then she understands that I do business. When you say business, what kind of business matters so much to you that she got to understand?
That's jeopardizing
What kind of
money on the table and
what kind of business matters to you?
if it's your livelihood.
So if it's your job, if it's your business that really matters, who would you prefer? If you are giving two people, a friend and someone you don't know, to run that same business with, which would you choose? Looking at every perspective, the success, the discipline, everything, who would you go for?
It depends on the business.
That's why I said the business you're referring to, let's say it's that business now. You know the business. Now let's say it's that business. For example, any business that matters to you, who would you go for? The friend who is already your best friend, who runs the same business, or someone who is not your friend, who runs the business? Who would you go for?
I don't understand the question.
I'm
not
let me explain it. Can you explain it for me? Because I have a question in it, but I just wanted to answer that part first before I ask the question.
You're married.
Yeah.
With your wife. You love your wife.
you have to put that there.
You're doing business. Would you rather progress your business with somebody you've never done business with before, or somebody who you consider a very, very close friend?
Thinking of all.
Thinking of all factors. The success rates are equal on both sides.
Who would you go for?
Equal success rates on both sides.
But the caveat is like your wife may not be comfortable with the best friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was part of it.
That's not
So
you mentioned.
I see what you're saying,
Because
right?
I'm asking the question out of where I just want to. I'm trying to. I don't want to. If I say this, you will give me the answer I want to hear. I don't want to give me the answer I want to hear. You mentioned she might not be okay with the friendship, but she has to understand that you run business with a person.
Yeah.
Now, based on that kind of business that I have to understand, that you
choose?
don't choose me over her, you choose that business over me, must be very important. Now, that kind of business, who, if you are giving two people who are both good at the same level, but one is your friend, considering all factors, who would you go for? A friend who you party with, you drink, you do every other thing with, but runs the business, or someone who is coming clean, who is just job? Who would you go for?
For the sake of my relationship?
No,
for
as
the
business.
Sake, for the sake of my relationship, because I'm in a relationship, right?
No, not living the relationship.
I'm not in a
Just
relationship.
business.
Then I'm with my friend if I'm not in a relationship.
With your friend.
Because what am I going to lose?
No, based on
There's
this
nothing to
marriage.
lose if I'm
It
not.
has to be based on the
If I'm in a marriage, then I have to think everything through. I'll go with the person I don't know for the sake of my relationship.
For the sake of your
My
relationship.
wifey always comes first.
Okay, that is not
wait.
For the sake of the relationship.
To be clear, the marriage comes before your
business, of course.
So, okay, this is the
I
thing.
disagree with that.
You said,
Because you can have a successful business, but you're not happy at home.
Yeah.
Because
That was the point. You
I was
can make
saying,
$1 million, but you're not happy when you go home.
So
I was
Cap,
gonna say
answer that.
this.
Hold on.
I was
He
gonna
has
say-
he wants that.
He has a follow-up.
I cannot be happy at home if I am not financially productive at home.
So that's the reason why you're saying that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. There's no.
But that's why it's called relationship, right?
That's the situation whereby you only have the friend to run the business. Personal. What I'm saying this is because if for any reason, if for those that would choose no friend, I would go for someone I'm knowing first. Probably because they considered all factors. Meaning, I feel I would do business better with someone I don't know than someone I'm
Now be
friends with.
benefiting my
Because
friends.
I
Put
feel
money in my friend's pocket.
because I feel somehow I feel there will be things I might not be okay with, and somehow I would just, no matter how much we open to our friends, some part of us don't want to hurt them, even when we know they actually need to know that this is wrong. For that reason, I prefer to go with someone who we have no past, we have no relationship to be able to flow, because this is money. I'm not joking. So I would go that way. Now, anything, for any reason, for no same reason why I would choose that over my friend, it's enough reason to respect the reason why your wife is saying no to that friendship. And this is the thing, one person cannot carry a business. I don't care what business you're doing, there's always someone else. There's always someone else, because you go run that business, as much as that friend is there, I will still have you as a friend even though I don't do business with you. But my home is what I come back to every day.
Exactly. So I think
sometimes, even if you don't have money, you don't have anything, there's somebody there who's still gonna accept you for you, because that's what I signed up for. So I will go. I just think that same reason for me to have calculated the same factors why I will go with someone who is just straight business. It's enough reason for me to understand a point why she doesn't want you to do business with a friend who is female.
But so I guess I think I don't want to make sure I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Oh, okay, we're going back there.
No, I think we're fine with it. Yeah, I think we're fine. We understand where you're pointing. We understand where I'm pointing. I think we're fine with that.
But I have a question, right?
Because we're talking. Make sure we're focused. We're talking about relationship.
I'm trying to bring back.
Can you have a male and a female?
So you have a best friend. Well, for ladies who are dating, I'm gonna talk from part of it. Your man, you meet a man, and he has a best friend in his life whom they never dated, but they slept together. But currently it's dead. They're just very
never dead. Never dead.
Friendship, don't tell me. That shit is dumb.
It's never dead.
Y'all ain't gonna be friends no more.
Even 20 years after, it's still never dead.
Even if I tell you.
Don't invite to the wedding.
Here's the thing.
You come to the wedding, it's all healthy for our relationship.
That's what I'm saying. Number one,
you have a current
I would rather to know that. This is why I talk.
But can you invite your ex-girlfriends to your wedding?
I'm talking.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. If you can invite, but if you can invite your exes to your wedding, right? Why can't I invite a friend that I had once slept with probably 6 years ago?
Special question. It's very important. Who's paying for the wedding?
We both are.
He's not good. That's it.
Damn, we paying for who's she getting married to?
Exactly.
I'm uncomfortable about that.
Honestly, you should leave the past in the past.
Thank you.
Yeah, leave to the present. It's just
you get to a place in life whereby
you guys are just friends.
What matters now?
Why are you friends? You don't need no friends. I'm the only friend.
Yeah. Like for the sake of the relationship,
exactly.
If it makes me uncomfortable, please respect that.
Yeah.
That he shouldn't be in the picture because I'm uncomfortable.
It's like what value your relationship?
What value? What purpose is he driving?
Respect your relationship. Don't put that over
your
business.
What do you get from that friendship?
Are you guys going out?
It's like we're friends with people for certain reasons.
That's what comes in at the very gate in the beginning. That right there, it has to be in the beginning. Right? If me and you seem like we want to go somewhere, you better tell me that somebody you're friends with that you fuck.
But you said you don't know.
No, I'm saying it's either you choose to tell me then or don't tell me at all. Tell me from the rip, or don't tell me when we already in the mix. Now I'm in.
So if she has a friend, if she had a friend.
Wait.
On this episode of Mask Off, we discuss why men want to have sex after the first few dates.
No, sex.
Oh yeah, you said what? Not all guys want what?
He said, so what you say again?
She asked a question. How come guys are so quick to ask for that sex?
The first
I've been
person.
enforced.
I don't ask.
No,
I
Okay, I think you mean decide.
Yeah, initiating or trying to initiate.
Once we actually have sex, well, I don't know the person for
But are you telling me the guy should not be attracted to you enough to want to access
No,
you?
attraction is good, but why does it have to be?
Can I let me tell you something.
No, what kind of man is that?
Are you a guy? Or technically you are.
I am. You see my type already. You see this
Look, I'm a realist and I'm honest. Just as much as men want to fuck, we want to fuck too. And at the end of the day, every female knows she gonna fuck a nigga before they even have.
No.
But because we carry ourselves differently than men.
No. For me, attraction is
You know what I
here.
mean?
Really? Okay.
Yes.
But at the end of the day,
If I don't have the
it's not gonna
it's nothing physical.
Alright, guys.
Some
Yeah.
people have
No, that is, yeah.
What
Yes,
turns me
but it
on
takes
is
me a
what's
while
up
to
here.
get there.
Hello.
Yeah.
That would be a question we can ask. I have that question another time.
Yes.
Can you continue your conversation?
Just let me know when to start.
Alright, start now.
Why you not saying that?
We're about to start.
Who is talking?
FG, go.
Now,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so I guess I say, so when people say, well, me, I personally, I want to know as much as possible. So if that's everything, if you can tell me everything, I want to know everything.
You wouldn't judge?
No, let me tell you, because I don't want to know. Let me let you know the reason why I want to know everything first. So I don't want to know because I want to be in a judgmental state of mind, or I want to know because I want to use it against her or anything like that. The man that I am today, 27 years old, based off of my experiences, I want to know everything because I value how important it is to know who you are going to be in that situation, whether it's a relationship, marriage, whatever it is. It's important to know who you're going to be with. You understand what I'm saying? So, like from the beginning, if I want to know. Well, I know we're talking about sex. You know, we just specify on sex. I want to know everything. I want to know everything.
If it was dating a man, yes, I want to know, like, oh my God, it's a different ball game altogether. Because now, there are things that he actually did that would not change. Like, he could have dropped being a man. Or imagine a man who actually is bi. He can deal with a woman and also deal with a man. Meaning, no matter how much he's with a woman, certain things that he enjoys doing with a man that I won't be able to give him is still there. So I won't be able to meet up to his expectations and he will still be going back there. And I'm like this someone that I don't even want to tolerate. I personally cannot, capital not, be with a man who has been with a man. I wouldn't. So I would appreciate you telling me. On the other hand, I personally, because of the world we are in now, if we really want to be factual about it, so many married men there with wives and children are really fucking out there or being fucked. Excuse my word, but this is the reality. Who are men who, when you see, you would argue with, you would deny. So for the kind of world we are in now, I tend personally to develop an art of watching a man's attitude and vibe to get some things. But before doing that, you have to go learn what is involved so that way you can actually get some right vibes that you need to know.
Do you go through anxiety issue? Or do you struggle with depression? Do you battle shit like that? Because you got women, because I've been in a situation where you got women where they ain't signed up for that shit. Nobody should be obligated to deal with someone with that, with what it gets to be. But had that been stated in the beginning, like this is what I battle. I mean, and when I say this is what I'm saying, I want to know everything. Yeah, so it's not just about sex and body counts and all that shit.
Through you find out everything. You're basically a decision on these things.
Yes, and now let me push through though. A lot of us, because when we have our eyes set on something, we fear of fucking losing it. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language. I don't care how beautiful this girl is. If I can be with her, I know there's another beautiful girl I could be with her. So I'm okay with me telling her the truth and her saying, okay, I'm not okay with that. And I can move on to the next. This is the mature me though. Don't get me wrong. This is the version. This version. You know what I mean? Before I would tell a girl what she wants to hear. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just now I'm just telling her straight up. Now it's either you down with it, and best believe it shocked me now. The number of women that have said that they cool with you know what I'm saying, what I have to offer. That's all I'm just,
Can I ask you a question? What if she lies to you about her count? Then what?
I don't care about the count. You're not listening to what I
No,
just
you
said.
said you would ask.
Yeah, we know that.
Oh,
You said you would ask, but I'm saying once you ask her, what if she give you a false?
You said if
What
I
happened
ask her
next?
why, I'm not asking her account.
Okay.
Remember, I'm not asking anything. I'm just saying I want to know everything.
Okay. But you wouldn't ask. Verbally ask.
No, I probably would ask some things, and some things you just, there's no timing, it's not the right place, you know what I mean? The question is not, you haven't even formulated if you want to know this shit or not, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, I want to know, I would like to know everything about who I'm going to be in a relationship with.
Okay.
Because if I don't, we're gonna get to a point where we was talking about now, where we're in the phase, where you're in, everybody skipped the beginning stage, we jump to the where we're actually in the relationship. Now we're here, and we're talking about, you slept with this person, you slept with you slept with somebody that this guy knew and this and that. Like from the rip, like if we were open with each other, that shit, you tell me that if I don't accept moving forward with you, and the reason why people don't tell shit like this because they fear that the person is not gonna want to fuck with them after they tell them they're demons, right? Quote unquote demons, right? So, but if I decide I don't want to fuck with you because you told me that you slept with somebody that I know it, I'm entitled to that. Thank you.
At least now versus later.
Yeah. I'm entitled to that. I would like to move on and go after a girl who don't have that background, and you're gonna find a guy who's gonna be okay with that.
True.
And we should all be okay with that. But when we have our eyes set on somebody, we want that. We're willing to have it at any expense, even at fucking ourselves over or fucking the person over.
So you don't believe you believe in the one.
But if I do, she gone, and I ain't gonna never find her again. I'm slightly.
All right, Juwon, let's go.
So, you ever heard that song? I don't want to know. Bad boy. That's not me. I want to know everything. Absolutely everything.
Body count.
I want to know the number.
The name.
The name, I don't really care much. The most important part is I just need to know if it's a friend of mine or somebody that I know or somebody that maybe I'm in the same circle. Right? I don't have time for breaking news. So 2 years later, 3 years later, I don't ever want to hear from another man like, oh, I smashed that girl. Because sometimes dudes run their mouth.
Yeah.
So the worst thing,
all the time.
a lot of times. The worst thing that can be happening is right now I'm chilling with everybody, and then he shows a picture like, yo, no, I smashed some chick 3 years or something. That'd be the worst thing that I feel like. What if that happened? Even with you knowing that. Oh, that's different though, because then it's like same scenario. It's like it's different. It's like for example, let's say your girl cheats on you. You find out from her versus you find out from the dude or somebody else. You already know because your girl already told you, so you can handle it better. So that's what I want to know. I don't have time for breaking news, but the thing is, am I gonna judge you based on the number? Absolutely. Whether you want to like admit it to yourself or not, like you getting that information.
Thank you.
out here with infinity. That's one of the reasons why.
You know what I'm saying?
Because one, that tells you a lot about your past.
160,
It tells you a lot.
160.
If you're the type of girl that's like, oh, I did so and so and so, I had so many drunken nights, that tells me that you're kind of careless. You made a lot of bad decisions, and I ain't got time for all of that. That's why I say there's a lot of, I gather a lot.
But what if the person changes?
And that's fine. That's fine.
He said
but I
no.
gather a
Once the
lot from
streets,
that
it's
information.
streets.
So I want to know everything.
That's what he said.
I gather it.
People have different.
I said so. You can graduate. You can change.
On this episode of Mask Off, we discuss how long does it take a man to be ready for marriage?
If you're not getting married, let's forget it. Let me go and find another man. My clock is ticking. My time is ticking.
So that's what you have to be careful with. What do you guys think? Balance.
I just don't like wasting time. Like, if I'm into you and I'm telling you I'm into you, then that's it. If I'm not into you, then I don't need to wait 6 months down the line to tell you I'm not into you. No.
You be on the phone 6 hours a day talking to you when I know definitely a little bit. I have a question for you guys.
Wait. You know, the goal is marriage, right?
Yeah.
Marriage is supposed to be
For most, I guess.
I mean, okay. Well, in this conversation, is it a goal marriage or what are we talking about?
Partnership. Let's call it
marriage. Are we talking about getting to know someone, dating, or are we talking about like, all right?
He talked about before playing the role of husband.
So that's marriage, yeah.
All right, so marriage is the goal, right? Now, we're throwing out a lot of these numbers, 2 weeks, 3 months, all these type of things, right? And we're talking for a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
The lifetime part, I don't have anything that I've had all my life. shirts, shoes. Damn, bro. Like the only thing I've known that I have all my life is my parents and my siblings, my sister. So bringing someone from anywhere into my life and to say that, all right, it's been 2-3 weeks. Let's move down this direction. It's one of those things where it's like I'm trying to wrap my head around it because you don't want to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And who you marry can make or break you.
But you know,
why rush anything that you want to last forever?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. But now this is more context to it because saying 2 weeks you've been talking for 6 hours or whatever, but this 6 hours doesn't equate to me that for a lifetime of love, care, of getting to know what makes you tick or what makes you what carries you throughout the day. So I think that's like the focal point where people may be missing each other and not trying to actually get that connection.
How long do you actually think it would take for a guy to get to that point? Because ladies, we pretty much know when we like a guy, we're here. Like we know and we're willing to
I got a perfect answer because I think I'm in this space. I think it's not about a time for a guy, it's about a moment. Because it's like, I'm sure guys could have probably been married 3 or 4 times over. But once you meet that right person and you're in that right space in your life, because as a guy, you want to make sure that you're bringing everything to the table. You want to make sure that you're not, being a burden to another person. So you want to have your things in order, your house, your finances, your mindset, because it's a life-changing atmosphere to make that transition for a guy. So I don't think that's the right person. I don't think that's the right conversation. I don't think it's the right thing. A guy needs to just be in that specific moment in his life where he's like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And that's kind of just the whole point.
Sometimes a woman is always not ready.
Sometimes it's possible. Yeah, because a lot of people, because it's a situation you don't know what this is before. That's how I know.
But next time you gonna say something.
So I do want to say, right, I got this one of my favorite quotes I probably heard when I was like 14, and it's by this Indian author. He's like world renowned. I can't remember his name right now. He said the problem with people on this side, like our side, like that live in the United States, even I think this applied to a lot of people around the world. He said the problem is that we're all in such a rush for the future that when we get there, we're not present for it. You know what I'm saying? So like, with that being said, I know the questions, it says like, basically marriage is the goal. And at what point do you think you should be showing someone basically I'm a wife or I'm a husband? And I think it all starts like with the intent, right? I think now that I'm older, any woman that I meet, like I spoke about it previously, like, is that every woman I meet now from the rip, I'm telling her my intentions. Yes. So if you and this people want to fool around, of course I know why women want to get married. I mean, they want kids. They plan their wedding before they're even 18. You know what I'm saying? Every woman wants to get married. Think about it. That's the goal. That's the end to the to their life. I feel like every woman wants marriage. You know what I mean?
Okay. Before that, when you say you're telling them your intentions, right?
What I want with her.
Mm-hmm. So what are you saying? I want to marry you? Right?
No. Regardless of what my intentions are.
Oh, so you're gonna say you're gonna be a full blank and this is just fun or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think when people are honest, because we're not honest, like human beings by nature, we don't have that thing. A lot of people care about, well, if I tell this person who I really am, they might not like this version of me. And so a lot of people will pretend for a while, or some people do it to protect themselves. A lot of reasons why people don't reveal themselves at first sight. But me personally, from my experiences, now I feel like the best way to go about it for me, I don't think that's how it works for everybody, is to like, when you meet a woman, like, listen, I like your vibe, I just want to be friends, strictly friends. I want to be your friend, nothing else. Why I want to have friendship with benefits. Why I just want us to be fuck buddies. Why I just want, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, like.
You ever meet a woman and not know what you wanted?
Well, actually, no. That's not true. That's never happened to me. So when I see a girl, let me say this. No. See that's like maybe if maybe I can't remember, maybe back to my childhood, maybe where it's like, but like me as like a man now, like if I see a girl in the club, I'm lit. You turned up. Are you looking for your wife in the club? Keep it a buck.
Probably not.
Nah, you trying to have a good time, you trying to talk to a beautiful woman, and you know, if y'all feeling each other, the vibe is right, or what it gets to be.
You give me a scenario. You're in the club, and she happens to be there on that night. She's not a clubber.
Mm-hmm.
You happen to, oh yeah, you get to know her. Conversation starts. You realize she's not the person you thought she was because she was in that set. Different person altogether. So because you met her in the club, you stamped her as that.
No, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying, let me break it down to you, right? So when we're in the club, again, when you your initial your initial interaction with that person, the intent comes up. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time when I'm out, I know most women, like, if I was sitting at the bar one time, I'm drinking water now because I've been drinking a lot. You know, so I'm drinking water because I want to be responsible to drive home. Real talk, this girl says to me, no, I'm sorry. No, I wasn't. I'm kind of in my head. I wasn't ready for the camera. But it's like, and you know, we started to, basically exchange words, flirt, what the kids would be. And she said something to her friends, like, something. I was like, what did I do? Like, him, or, you know what I mean? Something like that. So I was like, we talking back and forth. And she goes like, you kind of giving me creep vibe. I said, why? Keep this. I ain't saying nothing sexual to her, nothing. Listen, we're not gonna talk about it. I'm comfortable in who I am, right? So I never have to come at women like that. But we was having a conversation. She's like, you giving me creep vibes. I said, well, I thought, you know what I mean? It was funny, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, and then she's like, you're the only guy at the bar drinking water. You know what I'm saying? That's a creep vibe. Keep this though, but. A lot of times it is though. Yeah, I don't think so. I know. Look, it is, bro. Here's the craziest part about it though. A lot of women. I'm not trying to make this about women, but a lot of females, when they see an attractive man alone by himself, not approaching no woman, he's either gay or there's something wrong with him. What if I'm not? Now I know at this point in time, like in my life, I'm not trying to. Like, if I could just want to go out and just have a drink and look at pretty women, that's just what I want to do at the time. If I want to go out and today I want to look at pretty women and approach them, that's what I want to do. Now I don't want to make it at the bar. If you meet a girl in the supermarket, wherever you meet her, your intent, both parties, the intent has to be at the rip. Because then we're not trying to figure out so much when we're at, you know what I mean, at a certain point. Now, I'm not saying you want to tell somebody I don't want to marry you. You don't want to marry nobody. If you see somebody that you feel like you want to be, see what you can get with them to lead somewhere where it gets to be, you let them know, listen.
So truthfully, if you meet a girl and as a guy you want to have friends with benefits, you of course you're not going to tell the girl you want to have friends with benefits.
You see, this is what I'm saying. This is my problem.
You get it.
I want to push you with that real quick. Go ahead. I want to push you.
As a girl, are we going to be comfortable for a guy to come in and tell us?
It's not about you in this point. It's about me. Let me say this. No, let me tell you what I mean. I didn't mean it in that way. I'm sorry that came out of the way. I meant with the individual. Okay. So I'm choosing to be honest with you and tell you, listen, I just see you and I'm attracted to you and I just want to have sex. You know what I'm saying? It may be, listen, let me say this. It may be offensive to you, but you will appreciate it more that I didn't deceive you and say, okay, this is what I want. And then, you know what I'm saying? So
hardly find a guy who,
I'm saying, I haven't been that guy. I've deceived women. That's what I'm saying. The version of me right now, that's how I decided to approach things. Like, because keep it a buck though, let's be honest. A lot of women, I heard this from a lot of older heads who told me, like, growing up, like, just to be honest with a woman, like, you don't know how far you can get with being honest with her. So women may not even know, like you said that, you don't think that's the type of woman you are. But if a man, the right guy comes in and say, what's up? And say, I just want to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You don't know. And so we forever, real talk, we forever growing into learning, like, this, what I just spoke, is something I've learned recently off past experiences. Like, now I can't go into, like, okay, I know I just want to have sex. Why am I making her feel like I want a relationship? And I don't want you even calling me baby and all these different things now, because that's I think I talked about it, but it's traumatizing to me now for a female to call me baby if we're not in a baby stage. So a lot of people, I'm not approaching a woman to want to be called baby or to want to be. I'm gonna let her know from the rip. I don't have nothing to offer you right now. And I know a lot of women see me and they see my characteristics and they think, oh, this is a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I'm a good dude. Hold on. I'm a good dude. I'm trying to keep it up.
But they see the right words that you want to hear.
Yeah.
Just the fact that
there's one thing I heard. No, exactly. There's one thing I want to tell you. Men say every man can use the same line and say the same exact thing to a woman, right? But we all don't have the same intent behind it. So peep this. I can tell you, yo, you're so gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? I really mean it. Like, you're beautiful. A man can just be telling you gorgeous because he think that's what you want to hear. And if that's really what you want to hear, he's in there. You understand what I'm saying? So
but
like,
as a woman, you know.
and the reason why y'all are traumatized now because most guys just saying you're pretty. He just compliment you just so you know just to get it. So when a woman hears that from a guy, she
yeah, that's why you gotta come different.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But yeah, I think we won't have a lot of people.
So at the dating stage, right? I'm gonna bring us back. Right
Yeah,
into the conversation.
That is true.
When we get to the dating stage, at what point does it become too much? Because you just made mention you don't want to call you baby.
Yeah. I think, but we never get to that point. She's never my baby.
Yeah, you said so.
Listen what I'm saying. Because
we're going into it with a different intention.
Yeah. So regardless, if we both from the rip state our intent, when we get to that stage, there's not a lot of misunderstanding.
Okay.
It's like,
what if you hate me and then she's calling you baby?
Call me baby. I love you, baby. That one day you just took it all. That's different. Call me anything. You know what I mean? Whatever you feel like calling me.
That is called selective trauma. Don't call me baby.
No, that's a different space. And I'm not even thinking.
The word baby just connects with brain.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying though, because it's just solely emotional, and one is you know what I mean, physical and emotional. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But to answer your question, I think that how do you know you're doing the most? When you're doing more than what we said we were. For example,
crazy.
If I say that
If we're
in that dating stage, and now all of a sudden you're telling me come meet my parents.
That's
too much.
Doing too much, man.
I'm telling you, we're still dating.
In this segment called Doing Too Much. I want you to meet my parents.
Juwon,
Doing too much.
I'm gonna interject just to ask you one question. So you said when you're doing too much, right? What if you're both doing the same, and then to other people it might look like you're doing too much? So let's say, for instance, we're talking or dating, right? And then he's on the phone with his dad, right? And then he's like, he mentioned to his dad, I'm with, you know, this girl that I'm seeing, and the dad said, okay, let me talk to her. And he gives the girl the phone, right? So at that point, is that doing too much? If
That's different. No. But you said that the energy is being matched.
It's being matched, yes.
So I think at that point it's okay because it's like sporadic. Like it just kind of happened, right? Versus him planning it. Like, you come over with my dad and say that you're going to talk to whatever.
Weird,
So I think that's different.
You didn't way rush.
Yeah. I think that's different.
So it's like random, spontaneous happenings, and as long as you're matching the energy, I guess. So like, if his dad say, "Oh, let me talk to her," he could be like, "Yo, no, I don't think she's gonna feel that," or something like that. But
personally, like my first girlfriend, right? The way I am, my mom is extremely special to me. So you're not meeting her unless I feel like I can marry her, right? So my first girlfriend, the time when she met my mom, it wasn't planned. It's because we were in church. My mom was there. She was with me. So like, okay, who's this? Other than that, she probably wouldn't have met her for at least another year. So at that time, I'm not gonna like go to the back, go to the back. I said, no. At that point, you know what I'm saying? She's gonna meet her. So, you know, if it happens, it happens. But nothing like that.
I have a question for the guys. Is the woman, the girlfriend, on your time on when you propose to her? Is she waiting on your time? Because you said it's when it's a moment that you feel. So basically, is she always on girlfriend duty? I mean, is she playing the role of a wife, waiting for you to propose? So until you're ready on your time.
I would say
is that fair? Is that fair? Is that fair?
To who though?
So say if your moment.
Now, but remember,
Exactly.
he's doing the same husband role as well.
I know what you're saying, but a woman does not become married until he proposes.
Absolutely.
So when is his moment? What if 5 years go by or 6, and now she's like,
that's why you gotta have that conversation.
And you sit him down. You would know.
You gotta have that conversation. Like, listen, where are we?
How long will this checkup go for? That's what she's saying.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
We can check up
Before
every
the
day.
conversation first, I was identifying that initially when you're in what's the first stage? The talking stage, you might want to check up every day or every other day. When you're dating, you might want to check up weekly, bi-weekly.
But after
Relationship,
that,
1 year, 3 months.
But in a once you are in a relationship, I feel like the men stop checking up, and now the women starts to check up. So when are we getting married? When are we getting married? And that's when the role kind of changes.
But I think
I'm not gonna ask.
Well, not married or
Can I tell you,
some people
But
when
then
they're in
we
relationships for
assume-
years, they question like, so are we ever gonna get married?
Yeah,
When are we gonna marry?
Yeah, I think they,
That's not the way.
women use a style to
Yeah.
ask. They're like, where do you see us going? Or where do you
Yeah,
see us?
someone
So they use a style to ask. But I think that as a woman, you hold that power. If you've been like in that relationship state for 5 years, you're doing wifey things, you're doing husband
That's the
things,
problem.
and he's not proposing, you gotta ask that question, like, hey, are we wasting our time or not? And then you gotta decide, am I leaving or am I staying?
Yeah.
I mean, I think just to add to what he was saying, as a man, like fellas, let's keep it 100. You meet somebody, you in your mind, you know where you want this to go. If I meet her, talk to her, she's we're like-minded. Okay, I see myself, I can build a future with her. So let me stop playing games to see where we're going. That comes to a point where we're not getting younger. You want to start building that generational wealth, all that stuff going. You have to have that mindset. Okay, this is who I want. Let me get to know her and let's see where things will go.
Yeah.
I do want to say.
Because sometimes you can miss on an opportunity playing around,
Yeah.
and the good girl may leave you, but you're not know.
Honestly, I'm surprised that they don't want to know. If you're about to be with somebody, you gotta know personal things that will help build the relationships. That's why I stand by where I stand now. And I was just surprised to hear people say no, but that's fine. That's personal opinions. But for me, I still stand by me needing to know when it comes to this topic. Like you're ready.
That's
Love
that's
is
it.
a risk.
That's
You
what
gotta
at
take
the
it.
moment.
So you have to have that mindset, talk to her, see where she's at too. Mentally, she has to feel you. Does she see a future with you?
Yeah.
If she doesn't, you know that this is the right person that I want to make something happen.
But it's a moment, but the moment doesn't last forever. If you wait too long, she gets away.
So that moment term, I just want to clarify that it don't apply to every man. Right? I don't know if I view being with a woman as just a moment, right? You know what I mean? Of course, a moment just means this moment right here, and then there's another. There's another
moment of decision.
We made a time. Oh, the moment
in your life.
Decide when you realize
Oh, you talking about the decision? Okay, so it's like you're talking about the
Yeah, it's like you're
you know what I'm saying?
you're at ease with yourself.
Okay, I get it.
In your life that
I have reached that.
and you feel like, all right, I need to go to this another level, this other chapter in my life.
Yeah.
You're at that space. So it's like whoever, I feel like it's like whoever may be around you at that time will be the ones that ends up getting married.
Let me tell you what.
Well, because like I feel like everyone's like, seeing their friends get married. I was like, oh, you married her? Or she married him? It's like everyone has an idea of what a person could be with, who should be with. And when they get married, it's never the idea that comes to you. It's like, oh, I didn't see that person dating this person. And it's not because of looks, beauty, or anything else like that.
I want to kind of put like I want to talk about like kind of like a root. Talk about the root of something. So like we have to talk about what marriage is or means to men, right? Why a lot of men want to be married, right? We know why women. I feel like I know why women want to be married, right? Well, I don't. So I don't. First of all, I learned recently not all women want marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So before I get that out of the way, for those that do want marriage, there are multiple reasons why a woman might want to be married. It could be her upbringing. She might just want what she saw. Her family. Marriage was just the thing growing up. You know what I'm saying? Or it might be how society influenced us through media, whether it's Cinderella or one of the different films about happiness and Romeo and Juliet and what's the other one? No, but you can understand what I'm saying. The Notebook. You know what I'm saying? They always paint this perfect picture, and women goes off of emotions and feelings. So a lot of women that I learned recently, it was shocking to me that when I found out that some women don't want to be married. Don't want to be married because I really thought that was the goal for a lot of women. Now, to be honest, I believe initially, like a man without a woman does not sit by himself and say, I don't know, I've never heard about it. Me, I know my whole life, I wanted marriage. I wanted a marriage. And then when I learned that, number one, the success rate is 50%. And that marriage don't really mean nothing when you sign papers or whatever you mean. Now it's supposed to mean something. Don't get me wrong, but the proof, like when people show me, like I got married friends that cheat on their wives. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and no, exactly. And also now when a man doesn't want marriage, now listen, if a man does not want marriage, repeat this, another way to look at it. If a man don't want marriage, but he wants you forever. He don't want marriage, but he wants you forever.
True. You
guys are not going to work out because your goal is the marriage. Yeah. Steve already said one thing, which is the only thing I ever agree with this man on. I don't really mess with him with that. I mean, but he did say one thing. He said the day, the wedding day or whatever, or marriage is the day of the woman's life, like a dream or something like that, right? And then the man's dream or like magical day is the moment he had. It's like him having her as his own. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's his price. That's his woman already. Now a lot of women feel like he has to put a ring on it before I'm 40 days. That shit is like you understand what I'm saying? No, like it makes a lot of men feel like, well, damn. Well, what if this ring, this thing that really don't mean anything? If we really want to talk about it,
so that's what compromising for love.
Yeah, you got to, yo.
Yeah, you might not be.
A lot of people don't
have
want
a
to
picture of
compromise
marriage like that, but because you love the person, like you said, want her forever. That is a step to take.
That's why I'm saying. Then to just add answer her question. That's why I feel that a lot of men get married. We get married to give the woman that day.
Oh, what they want.
You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. That's the goal. And so when you say that, you say that, the reason why more of the
I'm just showing up.
Yeah, exactly. But the reason why that's more of your expectations and things like that, what you should bring up more is because it means more to you than it means to us. We're doing it for you. Real talk. A lot of men are marrying you for you. Like, you're not doing it so much because he wanted to be married.
I have something to say to what the question you asked. The truth is that it's not fair, but life is about, it's like that. It's sometimes a man can actually have good intentions and really want to marry you, and it just still not work.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sometimes, so I think that's why I always say I focus more on his actions. I put my energy more to actually the man on the inside. Sometimes knowing it did not work, but it was actually good to me. I knew he wanted this, but for some reasons it might not even be the man. It could be me. Yeah. So sometimes, as much as you want to put our energy to it, I kind of leave that space of anything can happen. Anything. Not because he doesn't want to, not because I don't want to, because life will happen. So not everything will lead to marriage, even though we work towards it. Yeah. And sometimes the one we don't plan, we don't even date, we don't do anything. They do it and boom, it's a success. Yeah.